Today, we'll have a discussion on public land transportation services back-to-back with our ocean's dwindling fish resources. Good morning. I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno, and this is At the Forefront. Attorney Ariel Inton, spokesperson of the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, has long been a vocal advocate for commuter rights and fair regulation in the transport sector. From pushing back against discriminatory fare practices to clarifying complex modernization policies, he stands at the intersection of law and daily commuter concerns. How will LTFRB policies take us on the road to genuine transport reform? With us this morning is the spokesperson of the LTFRB, Attorney Ariel Inton. Good morning, Attorney Ariel.
Yes, good morning, Attorney Karen. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for your presence today.
Anytime.
So let's talk about 10 issues that are currently being handled by the LTFRB. And Attorney Ariel, please discuss the policies of LTFRB and the actions of LTFRB regarding these issues. So let's start with issue number 1. LRT fare increase was implemented recently. When will traditional and modern jeepneys increase their fares?
There is a pending petition for fare increase by several transport groups. And in their petition, they also have a prayer for provisional fare increase. Meaning to say, if wala pa yun permanent decision doon, they're asking for provisional. However, wala pa to. No? The LTFRB board is still waiting for the NEDA recommendation because LTFRB board, before deciding on fare hike or fare reduction issues, will ask the economic agencies of the government the recommendation for the impact economically, not only sa mga pasahero but elsewhere.
Since when po
since right
pending
now,
itong petition?
Months ago. So it's still
Months
pending.
ago.
But recent developments, you will see in the media that I think the transport groups already are asking to resolve their application for fare increase even provisionally.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait for the board to decide on it, and eventually the board will come out with a decision.
Magkano po ba yung hinihinging increase?
They are asking 1 peso yata.
1 peso.
Pero hindi, yung iba, they are asking for more. But,
so there are several petitions
several
that have been
petitions.
filed. Magkano po yung pinakamataas na increase na hinihingi?
I could not recall kasi depende sa sa denomination. There are those sa UV Express, traditional jeepneys, modern jeeps.
Okay, but 1 peso to, may range po ba kayo na up to 3 pesos?
I think the board will decide on it.
Pero sa ganong katagal, you said it's been pending for months, hindi ba napapag-iwanan ng mga ibang events yung pangyayari by the time i-grant yung increase? Let's say the war in Russia, Ukraine, let's say, gets worse, and then the effects of the tariff, the U.S. tariffs?
Well, we can recall that when there was a war between Israel and Iran, di ba, na the per barrel of the global prices of diesel went up. So, at that point, meron ng I don't know if it was from an interview of the chairman, Attorney Jojo Guadis, na yes, we will resolve it. Parang ganon. Parang may ganon. But eventually, the per barrel went as high as 75, 76. In other words, it might reach 80. Now, under the law, pagka 80 na per barrel, automatic, you distribute the fuel subsidy.
Yeah,
So,
at hindi umabot sa 80
hindi
pesos
umabot
at that
doon.
time.
So, naset aside yun. Ang sabi ng DOTR, wag muna. No, because baka pwede yung fuel subsidy ibigay. In fact, ang sabi nga ng DOTR, ang fuel subsidy bibigyan rin natin dun sa mga hindi nakapag-consolidate. So that was the scenario then. However, parang nagkaroon ng truce. So it went down again. So when it went down again, Malacanang said, okay, so wala muna tayong distribution of fuel subsidy. No? However, we were ready. No? Ano na ho kami noon? Ready na ho by that time. So that added to the time element. Kaya ngayon,
Kaya hindi pa rin decided
kaya
kung
ngayon,
fair increase.
Sinasabi ng mga nag-file, abay, decision na niyan.
Would you know kung gaano ka ma-expect, gaano ka soon natin ma-expect yung decision ng board?
I have no idea.
No idea, okay.
Kasi,
Issue number 2 na po tayo.
As a former board member myself before of LTFRB, ang ginagawa kasi dyan, dinidiscussion among the board members. And then, pagka nandiyan na yung mga recommendation of economic agencies, then we decide.
Okay. So
However,
let's go
ito
po
maganda,
to...
no?
Oo.
Pagka provisional kasi, immediately executory.
Yeah. So sana rin baka
Kaya pagka
provisional.
meron na-declare na, okay yung provisional, that's immediately executory.
Okay. Issue number 2, what measures does LTFRB have in place to prevent fare manipulation and overcharging by public utility drivers? Recently, we've had foreign vloggers and ordinary Filipinos that have made news when they complained how they were overcharged upon airport arrival.
That is what we call the Joint Administrative Order 2014-01, I think. So, nandun yung mga penalty for overcharging. So, yes, maraming nag-overcharge, no? At ito ay franchise violation. That is on the part of LTFRB. But when you ask LTO, pagka nag-overcharge yung driver, pwedeng matanggalan ng lisensya or masuspend because of what they call improper driver. So, iba yung LTO, kanila yung lisensya. Sa LTFRB, yun prangkisa. So, as far as LTFRB is concerned, if the driver overcharge, tumatama yun sa operator, sa franchise. So, they will be issued the standard na SCO, show cause order, for them to explain why their franchise should not be suspended or revoked. Because overcharging is a serious franchise violation.
Okay.
Pero sa JAW, I think, if I recall correctly, first offense 5,000 and then it gradually increased.
Yun ang diretso dun sa driver na penalties.
It gradually increased
Yeah.
pagka talamak na yung Ngayon, bakit nagkakaroon ng ito? Yung yun nga, it's a good thing that Secretary Vince Dizon is proactive here, no?
Yeah.
DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon, talagang he himself talagang pumupunta dun sa tinitingnan niya mabuti because when you overcharge passengers, no, you are actually extorting already. Di ba? Ito lang yung pasahe and then nag-overcharge ka. It's as if ninanakawan mo na yung pasahero mo.
Okay, issue number 3. What is the policy of LTFRB on the issue of PWD and plus-size commuters being discriminated? Kasi meron daw mga transport groups, especially tricycles and jeeps, that are asking for additional fares for plus-size commuters and PWDs because they take up more space and have an effect on gas consumption.
Matagal na issue na yan, ma'am. Pero sa tricycle, it is the LGU, the respective LGU, ang dapat sa kanila, ang may jurisdiction. Because
po
tricycles are not within the jurisdiction of LTFRB. Ngayon, recently, a few months ago, maraming ganyan nangyari na a PWD or a plus-size passenger are being, sabihin natin, the plus-size passenger, they are charged double. Yung PWD naman, hindi papasakayin. No? Why? Not only the PWD, but also senior citizen because they are entitled to 20% discount. No? Minsan, iniiwasan yan. That is also a franchise violation. And dapat hindi po ganon. No? At very, ano po kami dyan, very strict. Sa plus size, yun tinatawag nila na, kunyari, he or she accommodates more space. Pero wala naman ganun sa batas. Wala ganun sa memorandum circular. What is in the memorandum circular of LTFRB is one passenger, this is the fare. Regardless of his weight, his appearance, or anything else.
Or the age.
Or the age. No? So, kailangan isa lang yon. Hindi. Ano sila? Paano kung apat yung mataba? So, wala nang ano. Ganun talagang, hindi mo pwedeng i-overcharge yan. Bakit? Paano kung hindi naman puro ganun ang ano mo? What if puro payat? Di ba? So, hindi pwede yon. That is discrimination. When you discriminate passengers, no, because you overcharge, that is a franchise violation. Sa PWD naman, in all public transport, there is a PW seat reserved for PWD. No? And
except for tricycles, no? Pagka mga buses, meron talaga. But like you said, kaya tricycles, kailangan sa local government ka mag-report.
So PWD, PWD is entitled to 20% discount. Senior citizen din. Student, kailangan ibigay yan. Hindi pwedeng i-deny yan. Ngayon, bakit ba minsan yung driver ayaw? Paano kasi wala silang bawi, kumbaga, nababawasan kita nila. But actually, it should have been reported pag nag-file ka ng income tax as deduction. Hindi naman nagpapile.
Pero ba, complicated naman din po kasi yan para sa mga drivers na...
Totoo.
Diba? So, kailangan siguro tulungan po sila.
Tama. Kaya, kaya minsan, wala silang bawi dun sa discount. Not unlike when you go to the restaurant. Diba? Properly documented. Pirma yun. Dito hindi. So, how can you prove na nagbigay ka ng discount sa mga pasahero entitled to the discount? That is, I think, Congress has to look into. Kasi kawawa talaga yung mga driver. They are the ones who shoulder that loss. Kaya yun nagkaroon sa TNVS. Ang sinabi ng TNVS, hindi pwedeng driver ang mag-shoulder. So, LTFRB came out with a solution, 50% the transport network company, 50% the owner of the vehicle, not the driver, because wala nang bawi yung driver. Yun ang nagiging problema. Sana makita po ng ating mga congressman to, para sa ganon, nabibigay mo yung discount sa mga PWD, senior, sa estudyante, but at the same time, hindi naapektuhan yung kita ng mga driver.
That's very enlightening po. Sana nga gawa ng solusyon. Okay, issue number 4, MRT and LRT1 granting 50% discount to students. Pinag-aaralan din po ba ng LTFRB kung paano bibigyan ng additional discounts ang mga students in other public transport?
Wala po ngayon because it's a law. Nasa batas. So, if ever na may move na ganyan, then perhaps the board will take it up.
Okay. But does it need Congress to act as well?
Yung ma'am, ang problema dyan, walang bawi yung driver.
Oo nga kung magbigay na naman. Or there has to be some type of assistance, admin assistance to the drivers. Na para madali for them. Oo, mahirap naman na yung accounting sa kanila pa iaasa.
Yes, ma'am. Tama yun.
Okay. Issue number 5, PUV drivers to undergo formal driving academy lessons to address the issue of recent accidents. Are you seriously considering the implementation of a driving academy?
The Drivers Academy, kahit nung panahon ko po doon, that was about 10 years ago. As a board member, meron na po yan eh. Kaya lang, hindi nga masyadong natututukan. But under the leadership of Attorney Jojo Aguadis, present chairman of LTFRB, that's one of his projects na gusto niya ipatupad.
Issue number 6, too many permits given to TNVS and taxis is a cause of our traffic problem. Ano po ba ang ginagawa ng LTFRB para masagot ang problema na ito?
Permit meaning
Yung
too
mga,
many...
I guess marami masyadong nag-ooperate na TNVS and taxis.
Okay. Alam niyo kasi yung sa TNC, yung TNVS, pagka tingnan mo yung hindi lahat nag-ooperate regularly.
Ito po yung mga Grab, no?
Opo, yung mga So, kapag binilang mo using our data, hindi ganun kadami talaga yung regular na tumatakbo. But I think, ganito, wala pa kasing batas rin yan. No? So we have to rely on the department order of the OTR and the memorandum circular ng LTFRB. Hindi pa po na-reach yung maximum numbers. Oo.
May maximum po tayo
Opo.
sa batas.
Sa memorandum circular sa ng LTFRB.
May naisip po ba
Dito,
at any
I'm talking
point?
about TNVS.
Yes, TNVS.
Pagka sa taxi naman, sa taxi, you would see meron na yung mga yung color green na taxi.
What do you mean green?
Color green. I forgot the pero
GSM green.
GSM. Oo.
Ano
So,
po siya?
Parang high-end niya, I think electric yata sila.
Okay. But does that make a difference in terms of what types of
No,
permits
what
they
I
get?
mean to say is that meron pa rin, pwede pa rin mag-accommodate. May nai-issuean pa rin. Walang, again, yun na, kung na-reach na yung point na madami, I think hindi pa rin.
Meron po ba kayong coordination with DOTR in terms of solving the traffic problem wherein pagka na-roll out na talaga yung mga mass transit natin, yung mga trains that would connect to Manila, Manila to Clark, Manila to Clark, Bulacan, ay babawasan yung mga franchises for taxis, TNVS?
Wala pa pong, hindi pa po nakakarating doon. But I think kung sakaling meron ng doon na
Let's
we
say
have already
subway,
the trains,
oo.
the subway, yung feeder route ang kailangan nating i-develop. Yung feeder route.
Feeder route is which one?
Yeah, for instance, pag sasakay ka sa terminal na to, yun, mga pasahero, para makarating doon sa terminal, needs public transport. So that we call feeder. For instance, if this station is in Cubao, how do the passengers reach Cubao Station? Kailangan may feeder route.
Oo.
Yun.
Okay. Maganda
I think
pong pag-aralan niya, no? Na
doon
eventually.
mapupunta yung mga iba.
Oo.
Sa feeder routes.
Okay. Issue number 7. What is LTFRB doing to apprehend colorum vehicles, especially motorcycles and taxis?
Okay. Magandang tanong po yan. Ang akala kasi ng tao, generally, LTFRB has enforcement powers. No, we don't have. LTFRB is regulatory, a regulatory agency with quasi-judicial function. Ibig sabihin, nagde-decide ng kaso, ang jurisdiction nga yun sa public transport. Pag enforcement, LTO po. LTO. Kaya, ano ginagawa namin? Kapag meron kaso, dinidecide ng court yun, ng LTFRB board, and they impose the proper penalty.
Totoo po ba na...
Yung enforcement na
Oo.
tagahuli,
Yeah, it's really LTO's job.
LTO. In fact, there is a department order from the Department of Justice a few years back from Secretary Remulla na LTFRB alone cannot or have no power to apprehend colorum vehicles. Alone, So,
kailangan
kasama
nyo ng
ang
accompanying ng LTO,
LTO.
to have that authority to enforce and
Ganun din
apprehend.
sa JAW.
Yeah.
Kaya ang LTFRB, kaya nga bakit kailangan pa magkaroon ng hearing sa LTFRB? Ganun po talaga. Kasi quasi-judicial function. So, you give notice to the respondent. Kunyari, may nagdemanda na sa isang driver saka sa isang operator.
For example, yung overcharging, no? You have to hear it kasi baka ma-revoke yung...
They are given the chance to refute the...
Yes.
Pero hindi naman ganun katagal yun. Madali lang po
Yeah.
yun.
Totoo po ba na around 20 lang daw yung LTFRB examiners?
Inspectors.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if ganun po yung mismong number, but I can attest to the fact na kulang po. Not because konti, kundi marami.
Sa dami ng kailangan i-regulate.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Ito, sa news, nagkaroon tayo ng sabi, total ban yung public transport. Kailangan may garahe, di ba? When you are an operator, kailangan may garahe ka para sa mga sasakyan mo. But go around the city. At night, you will see public transport nakapark sa kalye.
Kasi wala sila, they don't comply with the requirement na magkagarahe. Okay.
And can you expect inspectors na ganun it's an undermanned agency. Sana palakasin po yung ahensya. Kasi yung LTFRB was created by Executive Order 202 during the time of the late President Cory Aquino. How many years have passed?
Yes.
Dati wala naman TNBS, TNC. Dati hindi naman ganun karami yung public transport, di ba? Ngayon, I think 1986 yun.
Oo.
After 40 years, kailangan meron na po. There are several proposals in Congress before. I read some of them. LTFRB is, yung mga bill na yung pinapalakas yung LTFRB. But they didn't pass through.
So perhaps this is something that needs to be lobbied in the 20th Congress. Mukhang marami na pong kailangan i-revise talaga sa batas.
Eto, motorcycle taxi. Wala pa naman batas yan eh. Every year, meron magpa-file na congressman to legalize motorcycle taxi. No.
So ito yung mga
Pero
angkas.
wala, hindi.
So up to now, ang mga angkas, wala pa silang
It is
sariling parang permit.
It is allowed to operate under what we call pilot test. But the pilot test, which was good for 6 months, it's already 6 years.
6 years na. Okay.
Approaching 6 years.
Kailangan na talaga ng...
Bakit they are waiting for the law.
Pero kailangan na talaga
kada kongreso na lang
mga guidelines. Yeah.
Pero wala pa rin.
Okay. So I hope you can
until now,
raise this.
Ang may jurisdiction dyan is what we call a technical working group, which is made up of several government agencies like LTO, LTFRB, DOTR, no? But that technical working group was created by a mere committee of the House of Representatives.
Sino po ba ang nagtutulak ng mga kinakailangang reforma sa transportation? Does LTFRB have
LTFRB kasi implementing agency lang
legislative liaison, or
LTFRB is only an implementing agency.
Yeah, oo. Pero sana may mag-coordinate po sa Congress for the necessary reforms.
Apo. Meron naman po mga congressmen na nakikipag-coordinate para dyan.
Okay. Issue number 8, LTFRB on crackdown against overloaded public transport. During rush hour, how are you doing this considering the traffic this might cause?
Okay. Overcharging, sabi nga nila,
Ito po,
kulang
overloading.
Kulang
Oo.
yung public transport. Yan nga lang pong yung picture natin siya na pagka kulang. Talagang
Mag-overload, yeah.
However, we think we have to start somewhere. Ang overloading, delikado sa pasahero. No? At ang overloading is also a franchise violation. Ilan ba lang yung dapat isakay? Depende sa sasakyan. No? Example, yung traditional jeepney, depende kung ilan yung naisasakay. Ganon din sa modern jeepney. Sa bus, ganon din. But allowed in standing under a memorandum circular, 5 passengers per square meter. Hanggang dun lang. But this is, hindi napapabayaan. Ngayon, kung pababayaan naman natin ganito to, kawawa yung mga pasahero. No, kailangan disiplina din sa mga pasahero na kapag puno na, huwag na tayong sumakay. Yung mga nakasabit, delikado po yun.
Oo nga, delikado talaga. Pero kung in-enforce strictly, hindi ba masasabing anti-poor ito because kulang nga talaga ang transport available?
This is always true during rush hour. Pagka hindi naman rush hour, wala naman masyadong overloading. Di ba? So, I must admit na kailangan din damihan yung mga sasakyan. Pero hindi naman pwedeng, hindi pa kayo nagdadagdag, so sabit pa rin kami, overload. Hindi naman pwedeng ganon kasi kawawa naman yung mga pasahero.
Hindi rin talaga safe.
Let's have a dynamic balance in a sense na while it is true na during rush hour, punuan, bigyan din naman natin ng pansin yung safety ng pasahero.
Issue number 9, how does the agency coordinate with transport groups to ensure smoother implementation of the Jeepney Modernization Program?
Yun sa Jeepney Modernization Program, maglalabas po ang DOTR ng bagong
Bagong guidelines po.
guidelines. Opo.
Kailan po ba target nila na mag-implement na talaga to?
I'm not privy to it, ma'am.
Meron po bang ginagawa ang LTFRB to support the drivers of jeepneys in this transition to the modernization program?
Yes, meron pong nabibigay na pantawid pasada. If nag-ano na po kayo, nag-consolidate.
Okay, issue number 10, how is LTFRB preparing to regulate emerging transport services such as e-trikes, e-scooters, and bike-sharing platforms?
Wala pa po.
Wala pa?
Apa.
Napapag-usapan na po ba to?
Siguro in the coming months perhaps kasi nakatuon muna tayo. Kasi itong mga to, they are not mass transport e-trikes, gano'n. But ang masasabi natin dito is kapag ka electric vehicle, medyo binibigyan ng priority.
Okay.
Apo, para dyan. Because ang mas gusto ng LTFRB, yung mass transportation.
Mass transportation, opo. O kailangan na kailangan talaga.
Apo.
Final
But
question
I think
po.
yan kailangan sa LTO, mas maganda itanong.
Mas ano ng jurisdiction
paano
ng
nila
LTO?
paparehistro.
Well, final question po, Attorney Ariel. Ano ang mensahe ng LTFRB para sa mga pasaherong umaasa sa ligtas, abot kaya at maasahang serbisyo ng pampublikong transportasyon?
Well, under the directive of the government, President BBM, and then Secretary Vince Dizon, ang LTFRB is mandated to give the passengers the convenience that they deserve, protection that they deserve. Kaya Yun ang nakatuon ng LTFRB. Kung sakaling may pagkukulang po kami, sabihin niyo po. At kami naman, we always have room for improvement there. As I said, I hope the congressmen will have to review this. LTFRB was created by a mere executive order, EO 202.
Almost 50 years ago.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Marami na pong nagbago. Marami na nadagdag na public transport. Kinakailangan po palakasin natin ayon siya.
And finally, since you mentioned that overcharging is something that can affect the franchise of operators sa LTFRB, saan po pwede mag-report?
Okay, we have a Facebook page and we also have yung 1342 na hotline. But if kung ano, usually marami gumagawa to, they post it. Kami naman, meron naman kaming taga-tingin yan.
Talaga? So pag yung mga nag-post lang.
Ako mismo, tinitingnan
Pero
ko
at
yan.
least siguro sa mga mahiyain, just go to your Facebook page and then
Yes.
you can report there at may
Opo.
sasagot po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, Attorney Ariel Inton.
Thank you also.
Good luck sa mga initiatives niyo po.
Thank you.